The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Read. I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Today, we're going to be talking about Kevin Samuels and the phenomenon known as Kevin Samuels and the whole red pill society of black men that's hitting social media hard. We're also going to talk about how women can't be high value or low value. And I know that sounds strange because they call men a high value man or a low value man all the time. But women, you can't be classified as that. And I'm going to talk about that later on in the show because it's all connected. It's all connected to the whole Kevin Samuels and the red pill society of black men. Now, in order to understand what the whole red pill society is, you got to understand. Well, let's look at the Matrix, the movie The Matrix, and remember when Neo was sitting in that chair in front of Lawrence Fishburne, and he asked him, "Do you want to remain ignorant to what's going on around you? Take the blue pill. You know, but if you want to know everything that's going on around you, take the red pill." And of course, he took the red pill. But in today's society of these men, they're basically trying to say if you take the red pill, you're an alpha. If you take the blue pill, you're still a beta. You're a beta male. You don't want to know nothing different. And a friend of mine, I work with. She's a pretty good person, and she's a part of one of Kevin Samuels' chat lines, and one of his talking groups, one of his groups on Facebook. And she asked me to do a show on it and talk about the whole red pill thing because she's kind of confused. She don't really know. And she's an older woman. She's about 42, 40. She's not a young girl. But even she's confused about what's going on with this. So I'm going to try to explain it to her best I can. You see, every society of males in this country, the male is the head of the household. When it comes to black America, you got black American women out here who don't need a man, don't want a man, don't care about it. They'll use men, dump them, get rid of them, and raise their kids by themselves if they have to. This is becoming a problem in our communities. And this is where the red pill society of black men step in at. They're trying to educate people in our communities that how we are living is not proper. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean, because a lot of people on my show, they like for me when I bring real world analogies to my talking, to things I'm talking about. Okay, I can go over my Mexican friend's house. His wife will come out, ask us, y'all boys, y'all need anything? You need anything? No. You good? You good? I say yes. She'll go in the back, talk on the phone with one of her girlfriends, or she'll watch television. I'll leave you boys at it, and she'll leave. I go over one of my black friends' house. His girl's sitting right in there with us like she thugging with us. All in the business. We might be talking about, some stuff she don't need to be talking about, need to even hear. She's all in the mix, like she ain't got no girlfriends to go kick it with. I go to my white friend's house. His wife won't even answer the door if her husband ain't home. She'll talk to me through the door, and I know her personally. Me and her, we good friends. She'll say, "Marcus, he's not here. Come back in a couple of hours." I go over one of my partner's house, my black partner's house. His wife will come to the door. One time she did this, actually. She came to the door in some Daisy Dukes One of her buttons was unbuttoned. She had a thin t-shirt on and her nipples were showing. You could tell she didn't have a bra on. Just trifling. Had her daughter in her arms. She said, come on in. I said, no, wait, where my partner at? He's like, she ain't here, he ain't here. I said, well, I'll holler at you later, because I wasn't about to be sitting in this man's house when he come home and with his wife. It's not going to happen. That's not proper. But in her mind, she thought it was cool. Come on in. And this is what I mean when I say there's a breakdown in our society to where we're not living proper. We've lost those teachings on how to live proper. And the red pill society, these men are trying to educate young black men out here that you are a king. And no matter how powerful a queen is, a queen don't out-trump a king. And that's not being disrespectful to y'all queens out there. When you play chess, a queen is one of the most powerful pieces on the chessboard. But the object is to capture the king. Understand how that works. It has nothing to do with being disrespectful. It has something to do with being proper or improper. And a lot of people out here it's not being proper because it's about greed. And this greed came from somewhere. I'm going to explain to you. I got my coffee today because this is going to be an interesting show. And I hope y'all pay attention. This is going to be a very interesting show. This greed came from somewhere. I'm going to take y'all back. I'm going to take y'all back to the 50s. The civil rights movements. Back then, we had strong black families. Period. We had one man would marry one woman and have 5, 6, 7 kids by that one black woman. Period. As time went on, our elders got assassinated. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, a lot of the other civil rights leaders, icons, got arrested. They thought that us black men were too powerful, too dangerous. Society in America rather deal with the black woman than deal with the black man. So it's been a 50, 60 year campaign to destroy the black man. They're destroying us through homosexuality. You got gays in Hollywood, but you don't see gay white men standing on the red carpet with a dress. They might stand on the red carpet with their partner, their sexual partner, in a suit, and they gay, but you don't see them standing on the red carpet with a dress. But when you see a black gay person in Hollywood, they're all on the red carpet with dresses on and purses. They're destroying us through prison. Not just homosexuality. They're destroying us black men through prison. Because once you go in, you can't get a gun to defend yourself anymore. So you leave yourself wide open for any type of attack that anybody want to put against you. Because you can't defend yourself anymore. Then when you get out, the woman that has raised your kids, she has all the power. She don't want you back. She been striving and taking care of these kids for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So now when you try to reconnect with your kids, she been telling her kids that she's the mother and father. I've heard black women say this. I'm your mom and your daddy. You can't be mom and daddy. A woman can't teach a boy or a young man how to be a man. She can't do it. What a woman can do is teach a young man how she wants to be treated. Think about that. There's a difference. I want y'all to think about that. There's a difference. You know, if a woman that had an abusive relationship with somebody and she starts raising her kids by herself, she's going to treat that young man in the household how she wants to be treated. Real passive like. I've witnessed this. I dated a female in West Tennessee. It's a true story. And I like to give true stories about my life adventures and things I've been through and I've seen. I'm 45 years old, about to be 46. And it never stops. I started dating this woman. She was a single mother for like 6 years, she told me. And her boy, she had 3 kids. She had a daughter who was 16. She had a son that was 13. And she had a son that was 9. Okay. The daughter, she treated like a queen of the house. The girl didn't have to wash no dishes. I would go in the bathroom to take a shower. Her daughter's dirty clothes was all over the bathroom floor. She was just trifling. She wouldn't even, her daughter wouldn't even clean her own tub out. Her boys, she would scream at these boys like, ah, ah, ah. And you should see the fear that these young men had in their mother. I mean, they would literally, when they see her pulling in the driveway coming home from work, they would get up and run into their bedroom. The daughter, she would just sit there. She ain't had no fear of the mother at all. So one day she got to screaming and cussing at these kids, and I told her, I said, hey man, you need to stop screaming at them little boys like that. That shit's about to be a problem. And I could see it in her eyes. She didn't want me telling her nothing to do with her kids, but when she needed me to help them with school clothes, she would ask me for money for school clothes. But she didn't want me telling her nothing how to discipline her boys. And my whole thing is, why the hell am I here? You can't raise sons to be men. You can raise them, you can put clothes on their backs, but you can't turn them into men. And this is what the whole red pill society has been trying to teach a lot of these young men out here. They've been trying to teach them, hey man, you the king of your house, you the king of your environment. You know, your woman is your sidekick. And this is gonna mess some of y'all up. Because I've been talking good about the red pill society and what they're doing as far as trying to educate young black men. I've been talking good about it, but now I'm finna give you a bad spot that I see this fast becoming a problem with the whole Kevin Samuels and red pill society. A lot of these men are woke, but they're becoming arrogant. I've noticed that. Like for instance, Kevin Samuels told a woman that he was talking to on the phone on Zoom that your purpose here is for us, meaning your purpose as a woman is to be on this planet for us men. And even though he was telling her proper, it offended her. Because I don't think she really understood, because he didn't explain it to her. His arrogance was just letting it out there, but you got to tell this woman why it's like that. Why it's like that. And see, when we get back off of this commercial break, I'm gonna explain to you why I agree with him, what he said, but his whole how he came off to her, and how a lot of these red pill society of black men come off to some of these women. They're telling them the truth about life in general. Look around you. But the whole way that the presentation of how they're giving it to these people is so off-putting that some of these people are turning away from the truth. So when we come back on this off this first commercial break, I'm gonna get into that. Because sometimes presentation sometimes presentation can mean a lot. We'll be back.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Me and Bae gon' always be tight, though you not with me every single day and night. Even when they start to acting like a fool, yeah, they loving every single thing you do. You know that they can always be themselves. They love each other more than anybody else. And every you see I'm on YouTube, you know there's not one, it'll always be just two. Too stupid Emily, too stupid Emily, too stupid family. They'll make you scream, it makes me wanna sing. It's a family thing, the family, too stupid family, stupid family. They'll push your buttons, it makes me wanna cry. It's a family thing, the family, too stupid family.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, as I was talking about before on the first part of the show, just in case some of you have just tuned in, we're talking about the whole Kevin Samuels phenomenon and the Red Pill Society of black men that's taking hold of the internet. Now, as I was explaining to you, presentation means a lot when you're dealing with people's emotions and you're trying to fix years and decades of damage mentally that have been done to a lot of our black sisters and our black men out here. And sometimes the presentation that these men, even though they are telling you correct information on how to maneuver out here when it comes down to dating and things like that, and becoming an alpha male or beta male, you know, I try not to deal with the whole relationship aspects of fighting back against white supremacy. I try not to deal with the hip hop part of it, even though I believe that hip hop plays a big part in furthering white supremacy. I stick more to the news and politics because I think that's far more important than all the other aspects of it, because they're making moves to damage you economically. And see, economics can resolve a lot of these issues that we're having in the black community. Now, I said before that I was going to talk about how some of the presentation can be better. Like for instance, when he told the woman, this Kevin Samuels told the woman that you women were put here for us. And she kind of got offended, like, you know, your purpose here is for us. And I can see it in her face. She kind of got offended. You know, he made a joking meme out of it. But I'm going to do this in 3 parts, okay? I'm going to take it to the religious aspect of it first. Then I'm going to take it to the scientific aspect of it. Then I'm going to take it to the common sense aspect of it. You see, he didn't explain it to the woman like this, but I'm pretty sure if she would have heard it in this light, she would have understood what he was talking about, and he wouldn't have came off seeming like an arrogant jerk. Like I say, I don't believe he hates women. I don't believe most of these red pill guys hate women. Now, there might be a few clowns out here that have something against women and they want to dog out all women. But on the whole majority of the red pill guys, I don't think most of these people have any kind of animosity towards women or working women at all. They're just trying to explain to you that there's a proper way and a proper balance. And right now, the balance in the black community is off. It's off. So let me go to the religious part of this first. Okay, we're gonna go to the Holy Bible. Now, I don't usually do this, but we're finna go to the Holy Bible. All right, we're gonna do Genesis. We're gonna do Genesis 3. We're gonna do Genesis 2. We're gonna start at Genesis 2:20 or 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord had taken from man, he made into one man, and he brought her to man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Now, that was Genesis, okay? So sometimes people in our society, especially in the black community, they can take certain things they want out of the Bible and the religious stuff and throw away the rest when it doesn't fit their purposes. So if you coming from a religious standpoint, what Kevin Samuels told that woman was not wrong. He told the woman, your purpose here is for us. Because she kept saying, wow, she got a purpose and her purpose this, and she wanna be, working right next to working class men and this and that. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to get out here and work, fine. You want to get out here and make millions, fine. Just don't forget, your purpose. You're our companion in life. And I think that's where a lot of things get twisted when some of these red pill guys start speaking on this stuff. They're not going into detail. Now, that was just the religious aspect of it. Now let's go to the scientific aspect of it. A man cannot produce multitudes of his generations without woman, because women are our carriers. They carry our seed. We plant the seed and the woman carries it until it's born. So again, if you go to the aspect of it, if you go to the aspect of not the religious part, but of just the scientific part of it, you women are our carriers. You are our companions. Okay? Now let's go to the common sense part of it. We men, and you can have women in the military now too, but mostly all militaries across the planet are made up of men, most of them. And we men conquer not planets, but we men conquer countries, we conquer cities, we conquer territories, we destroy them, we build them up, and then after we destroy or rebuild, we bring our women in, set down roots, and repopulate. Think about what I just said. We men are the force that destroys or rebuilds. Once we destroy something or we rebuild it, that's when we bring in all the women and kids and start reproducing. Y'all come after. This is common sense stuff. You don't see women leading the way in destroying countries and rebuilding countries. So I just gave y'all 3 aspects of what I'm talking about when it comes to the whole red pill society and why they are needed in black communities, because these men are woke, they conscious, and they feeding you guys truths that a lot of you have turned away from. But as I talked about in the first segment of the show, all the other races of people in this country, they never turn from those truths. They never turn from the truth that a queen don't out-trump the king. Even though the queen is one of the most powerful figures in the household. She doesn't come before the king. And that might sound arrogant on my part. Just like I was just telling you that sometimes these red pill guys can seem or come off kind of arrogant to some of these women. But they're not telling you nothing wrong. All you got to do is sit back and process it, do a little bit of research, and you will understand that they're not telling you nothing wrong. We men are not basic creatures, but we men don't care about your major accomplishments. That sounded arrogant, didn't it? But if you think about what I'm saying, you women care about status and society and money. We men care about other things, like how you make my clothes smell when I get ready to go to work and you wash my clothes. They smell like that lavender, or they smell like that special soap that you use. How you make me feel when we're watching television on the couch and you sit up under me and I can smell coconuts from the grease that you use in your hair. And the way you snuggle up under me when we sitting down watching television on the couch. The way I walk into your house and I can smell good food cooking. And I know that sounds like some basic shit, but some of you women gotta understand, accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. But we men ain't worried about that. And that sounds like we don't care about your accomplishment, but in reality, that's just extra for us. If you got a woman that's accomplished in life and can come home and cook you a good meal, that's a plus. But some of you women got to realize that when you out here accomplishing things, and then you got a man, and then you get mad because you say, why he go down there and start messing with that ugly girl that ain't got nothing? And I'm over here, I done did this for him, I done did that for him. It's because you're not treating him like a king. You're treating yourself like you a king. Think about that for a second. I'm going to let that sit on your soul for a minute. When that man go down to the projects and cheats on you with this woman that don't have nothing, the one thing she got is what I just said. She makes him feel like a king. The way she lays it out for him when he comes over her project house. The way she cuddles up under him. The way she texts him behind your back and say, are you coming over? You want me to cook you something? You don't never text him and ask him, what are we eating tonight? Whenever he comes home from work, you got fast food sitting on the stove instead of having a home cooked meal. You got fast food sitting on the stove. But you talking about your career though. You know, you got this fancy career, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want to get out here and have a fancy career, understand your king is cool with that, but your king want to make sure that he's being treated like a king by his queen. Because two kings is not going to make it. If you got a queen over here who's acting like she's a king, and then you got a man who's a king in her life, this finna be a clash. It's about to be some drama. It's not going to last. Some of y'all women is not getting this. Some of y'all women is not understanding this. It's not going to last. You can't have two kings in the household. One of y'all is going to have to step back. And this is what a lot of the red pill guys are telling men. Some of y'all men are stepping back and being beta. Now we get into the meat potatoes. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of everything that's going on in red pill society. They're telling you men that when you get this woman in your life and she's accomplished, she still needs to treat you like you the king of this house. But you got women out here who will become accomplished and start treating her man like he's a pauper, like he's a bum. Like, you know, you can take it or leave it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I run this up in here. And he's like, what? You got women out here who would literally get a degree, get a good high paying job, and act like they man don't even exist. It's a woman I'm finna show that Kevin Samuels interviewed. She's trying to figure out how come she can't get a man. And Kevin Samuels brought it out of her, why she can't get a man. And I don't think she realized what she was saying at first. When we get back off this last commercial break, I'm going to demonstrate to you why this woman can't get a man, because she's acting like she's a king. She has 2 kids. They twins. I'm going to set this up for y'all before I show it to you. Kevin Samuels, she calls into Kevin Samuels' show. She has 2 boys, or 2 girls. I think they might be girls. But she has 2 kids. They're twins. They're 14 years old. She's 38 or something like that. She has a degree, and she looks like she's a professional. Whatever she does, she looks like she's a professional at it. And she's pretty. So Kevin Samuels asks her, you know, hey, what's up? You know, she's like, I don't know why I can't find a man, because I have men who I pay to come over here and do this for me. I even got guys who I can go out to concerts with. That's why. You just, I'm gonna let y'all look at the whole. I'm gonna let y'all look at the whole thing. She's treating men instead of like kings. She's treating men like they're her helpers. You know how women get rich in society, and they get like these assistants. She's treating men in her life like they're assistants to her. You know, like if I want to go out to eat, I call up one of my our friend zone these guys, and I'll call him up and ask him, hey, do you want to come out to a concert with me? And then if she needs a TV mounted on the wall, she got another guy that's handy. She ain't giving these guys no sex. She's admitting this. She's not giving these guys no sex. She's not even dating none of these guys. That's why you can't find a man. You done turn all of these guys into your man, or to your like your assistants, and you basically raising your kids by yourself. You got all the power. You done went from a queen and trying to be a king. You got all the power, and a man can't tell you shit, but help you whenever you need some help. You might even pay him, like, here man, here go a couple of dollars. And it's crazy. But when we get back off this commercial break, I'm finna show you this video. It's fascinating, and she basically answered her own question, why she can't get a man. We'll be back.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Damn, fool. The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, in the first segment, I was basically introducing you to some of the things that, you know, talking about the history on the whole RedPill society of black men. Okay. The second segment, I went into a little more detail because some of you women out here are failing to understand that a lot of these men are seeming like they're coming off kind of arrogant to you, but they're actually spitting facts to you. And I gave you a few examples of what I've seen out of my own 45 years on this planet on how our society of black men have been denigrated. We've been downgraded, homosexualized, prison, and then these women are out here acting like they're kings. You know, a queen doesn't out-trump a king. A man is needed in your household. White women know this. And I'm finna tell y'all something that's finna mess some of y'all black women up. I've noticed this too over the last few years. A lot of black men, they're done with it. They start moving on and start dating other races of women. And black women get mad about this, and they say, why is he over there dating white women now? It's because a lot of other women in other nationalities understand that, number one, the man in her household, in her life, is her king. They understand this. The Mexican women, Hispanic women, white women, Asian women, they understand this. Even Africans, which is a whole nother breed of black people. But when it comes down to us American black people, the black woman feels like she is the head of the household. You got several songs that done came out over the few years. Beyonce's Who Runs the World? Girls. That was like a girl anthem. Then you had another song just recently came out. You know, broke ass niggas don't get no pussy. I know that's right. So you got women out here singing that song like, what is broke though? What is broke? You consider a man broke who works a 9 to 5, he makes good money, but he's not a millionaire? You consider that broke? Some women do. Some women would literally look at you working at a factory, making $700, $800, $900 a week, and you doing decent for yourself. They'll look at you as you a broke ass man. So the RedPill society is needed to allow men and women in black America to get a full understanding, man, of proper ways. Now I'm finna get into this woman that Kevin Samuels interviewed. This is fascinating because, like I said, you can look at her and tell she's a businesswoman. She has a bachelor's degree. She's pretty. But I can look at her and also tell that she ain't finna put up with no king, because she's been so long running her household like she's the king in her house. And if a king was to come along, whether he's poor or he's rich, she's not going to put up with him too long.
Yeah, so I'm not prepared to rent a boo. I mean, I'm dating, so I do have male friends just in case I want to go to a concert or out to dinner. If I need anything fixed in the house, I just have a maintenance guy who just come through, a repair guy I know who I pay to put my TV up. Or
so in my example, those male friends you have don't exist.
Okay.
See, the male friends you have decided my non-sexual attention only works if you're gonna have sex with me. So if you need somebody to take you to the concert, that's cool. But we getting busy, and we're gonna know that up front. So I'll be friends with benefits, and I'm just saying, because that's the way it's supposed to be. You shouldn't get a man's non-sexual attention, and he doesn't get your sexual attention.
Well,
so,
I actually invite him to the concert. Like if I
it doesn't matter. Nope. And men say, and that's why I said, if you can't find a husband, find a man.
Like I said, that was fascinating, and I gained I gained more of a respect for Kevin Samuels after that interview right there. The reason why is because he let that woman answer her own question why she can't find a husband. The husband type of husband she's looking for is a man that's going to be a beta in her life and allow her to be the king of the house. Go out with anybody she want to go out with, do whatever she want to do, and run her house. And that's why she can't find a real man. I'm pretty sure she's pretty enough to find a prince. Okay? Listen what I just said. She could probably find a prince, but she won't be able to find a king. Because a king is not going to stand for that. A king is going to be the man of his house. Like, you finna go out where? Why is you hiring that guy to come over here and put up this TV when I can put it up? Oh, he's just a friend. I knew he knew how to, I've been knowing him for years. You know. And she just answered her own question. She has a lot of guys that she done built into this community of men that basically has taken the place of her husband. So she can't find a man, a real man, because a real man is going to tell her, them dudes you calling, you need to X them out your phone immediately. All of them. I'm talking about don't even call them no more. And if they call this house, you need to tell them right in front of me, man, look, don't call my house no more. I don't care if you did put a TV up for me last week. I don't care if I did take you took me out a month ago. Don't call my house no more. It's over with. But see, she's not going to want that. She has a lot of friends, a lot of male friends that she done put in the friend zone. And see, this is where red pill society of black men come in at. This is where men like Kevin Samuels come in at. They're letting other men know, don't put up for this. Don't put up with that. I had to tell a friend of mine, I had to tell this female, and like I said, I'm not going to even call her friend. She's an associate. I had to tell this woman, man, when me and her first started getting together, number one, she kept asking me to go out with her. I said, okay, I went out for a couple of times. And then when I'm trying to have sex, I'm trying to get busy, she like, nah, I just want a friend. Okay, I'm glad you told me finally. I don't do friend zone. Just like Kevin Samuels just told this woman. We men are not supposed to do friend zones. If you want my attention, because what you're doing is you taking my attention from other women who I could be actually being with. You taking my attention from women who I can actually give my time and my money to. because me and this other woman over here, we having sex, we fucking. I hate to use a harsh term like that, but we over here, we doing our thing over here. You in the way. You trying to put me in your friend zone. You in the way. I don't need that. I don't need no whole new set of female friends. I don't need that. You in the way. You might as well move on. Get out the way. And this is what the Red Pill Society of Men is trying to teach black society. Every other nationality of human beings in America understands this, except for black people. We black men are running around out here like chickens with our heads cut off, allowing these women to be kings when they should just be queens. You ain't got to raise your kids by yourself. Okay, your baby daddy didn't work out. Go find you another king. Some of these women their baby daddy didn't work out, and instead of them going to find them another king, they done went out here and created some kind of community of dudes, community of guys that, you know, they can call up, hey, come to my party. All right, you come to the party, you thinking you finna be with her. She got a whole new guy in there she hugged up with. I've seen that happen. I'm gonna give y'all an example of what I mean. There was this guy that liked my sister. He's dead now, may he rest in peace. He died of sickle cell. But there was this guy that liked my sister when we was in our 20s. And she put him in the friend zone. My sister can call this guy up and get clothes for her kids. If she needed a couple of dollars, he would always come to her little parties and buy drinks for everybody in there, buy pizza. So one particular night, my sister threw a card party at her house. We were playing cards, and he came through, and he bought pizza from Pizza Hut. I mean, like 6-7 boxes. Then he bought big boy bottles of alcohol, and we was all in there drinking, having a good time. I put up some money for some alcohol, and then my sister's boo thing that she's actually having sex with. She had a couple of guys that she had in the friend zone, but she actually had one dude that she was actually having sex with. He wasn't her man neither, but he had called her, and she asked him, where you at? I thought you was coming to my party. He blew my sister off like, yeah, I was coming through there, man, but I had to take care of some business. So he said, I'm finna come through there now. I want to spend some time with you. My sister literally kicked everybody out of her house. Y'all got to get out of here. My friend coming back here, and y'all got to get up out of here. And the other guy is sitting on the couch that everybody in the house kind of looked at him because we all knew that he liked my sister. And we kind of looked at him like, dang, that's messed up. So he kind of got mad after he done spent all this money. He got mad and called my sister in the back room, and they was back there arguing. And I didn't leave just yet, just in case he got violent. It is my sister, by the way. So if he would have got violent with my sister, I would have did something to him. But it was messed up. So as I'm sitting back, hanging back, trying to make sure everything cool, he comes out the back room, and she was like, man, I don't care what you talking about. You need to get up out my house. So she cussing him out, telling him to get out. So he left. He woke up. Basically, he was Red Pill before Red Pill was even invented. The whole Red Pill Society thing that they got going on now, he became a Red Pill male after that incident. Because what he did was, he cut my sister loose. About a month or two later, he got with this other chick. He wound up marrying her. They had a kid together. They bought a house together. The whole time, my sister started going through some things. The dude that she was messing with wrecked her car, went on a high-speed chase with the police. He was a dope boy, selling dope. Went on a high-speed chase with the police, wrecked her car. She lost her apartment, wound up having to move into another apartment, I mean, my sister's life went downhill. The man that he was, he wouldn't have let my sister's life go downhill like that because he really wanted to be with my sister. She had friend zoned him because she wanted to be with this thug type dude over here that really wasn't, he didn't even care about her, really, to be honest with you. And that's what the whole red pill society of black men is trying to teach other black men. If you see this stuff right here ain't right, man, cut it loose and don't give a damn about who she with. That's not your business. Cut her loose. Get her out your life. Because this is one thing that you men have to understand. Your life should not have to go downhill when you get with a woman. Because your woman is supposed to be your companion. If you get with somebody in your life is supposed to start going uphill. If you get with a person in your life and your life start going downhill, you need to cut fat. You need to cut her loose. I don't care how much you love her. I don't care how pretty she is. If your life start going downhill, police start showing up at your house, all kinds of strange dudes calling your house, calling her phone, you having wild, crazy stuff going on. You constantly arguing with her. You know, when you see her, you kind of like, man, disgusted. You know what I'm saying? If your life is, if you living like that and you a man, it's time for you to cut that loose. And that's what this guy did. Like I say, may he rest in peace. Some of the people in my family and close friends of mine, they know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say his name. May he rest in peace. But, you know, that's what the whole red pill society is doing. It's trying to teach young black men, you know, you the king. A queen don't out-trump a king. There's 11 women in America to one man. 11. You the catch. I'm going to let that sit on your soul for a minute. Some of y'all men need to hear this and understand it. Let me give you an understanding of what that means. You as a black male or a white man or an Asian man, whatever man you are, you the catch. Because like I said at the beginning of the program, I'm going to tell you why women can't be high value or low value. The reason why women can't be high value or low value is because we men don't care about your value. Women care about your value. Think about that. A woman would look at you like he ain't got nothing going on. That means she cares about your value. She cares about your status. But a man don't look at a woman the same. A man looks at how a woman treats him like a king. Think about that, people. When I come home and my clothes, when I smell my clothes and they smell like lavender, because my girl, she washes my clothes and she folds them up in a certain way or she hangs them up. And when I put them on and go to work, I'm smelling her fragrance all day. Whenever she curls up under me on the couch, I don't give a damn about what kind of business she owns. I don't give a damn about how many degrees she got. But when I sit on the couch with my woman, the way she curls up under me and watch TV with me. Why do you women think that out of all your accomplishments, a man would cheat on you for a woman that's broke? The reason why is because we don't care about your accomplishment or your value. That's why women can't be high value. It's not that we don't want you to go out here and be successful. Go out here and be successful. But don't forget the basic things that we men are attracted to. Think about that. Go out here and be successful. But make sure when you come home, you know who your king is. Go out here and be successful. But make sure when you come home, you know that the man in your household, that's your everything. Go out here and be successful, but don't surround yourself with a whole bunch of dudes and guys that you done put in the friend zone, because each and every one of these guys want to have sex with you. Men don't get in the friend zone just to be your friend. Women need to understand that. Men don't befriend women like women do. Okay? If a man becomes your friend, just like Kevin Samuels told this woman, he wants sex. He wants to have sex with you. You can deny it all you want to. You can tell your boyfriend, oh, he just a friend. I've been knowing him for years. You men need to understand that when you get with a woman, you need to let her know straight up to her face. Don't bullshit with it. Don't beat around the bush. All these little friend zone dudes you got, you a man and you already know that these dudes want to get with your woman. And if you allow her to keep socializing with these friend zone dudes, eventually you're going to lose your woman or you're going to have to get rid of her. Period. And this is what the Red Pill Society, men like Kevin Samuels, is trying to teach other young men. Understand your value because you are the catch. Now let me explain why you men are the true catch and women are not the catch. Women think they the catch. Like, I'm a catch. I'm finna go out here, dress nice, look good. I'm finna go out here and catch me a man. You're not the catch. Remember what I said, people. There's 11 women in America to one man. If you take out all the gay men, there's 12 to 13 women in America to every one man because those women have to go somewhere because the gay men don't want them. So if you start off at the basis in American society, 11 women to every one man. If you take out all the gay men, there's 12 to 13 women to every one man. If you take out all the men that's in prison, because they can't get to those 11 women, those 11 women got to go somewhere. So now you're looking at 13 to 14 women in America to every one man. If you take out all the married men who are not supposed to be out here messing around with other women. So if you take out all the married men, there's 10 other women that needs to have a man. So in all actuality, if you look at it, in America, you looking at about 15 women to every one man. Okay? Those numbers can vary because you have women out here who are gay. Okay? They don't want a man. So those numbers can shift a little bit. But you're looking at almost 14 to 15 women to every one man. Okay. Each of those 14 to 15 women want a man who has status, who has money. Because women look at value. That's why they call men high value or low value. So now you got 14 to 15 women to every one man. Each of those 14 to 15 women are looking for a high valued man, which is impossible. You're not going to be able to do it, people. Okay, women, you're not going to be able to do it. So now let's look at some other statistics. In America, 80% of the men in America make $100,000 or less a year. 10% of those men in America make anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000 a year. Then you got the small percentage of men who make $250,000 to millions a year. Those are the ones that the women really want. But it's only like 5 to 8% of those men. Those are the NBA stars, the movie stars, the CEOs that make a few $100,000 a year or millions. Those are like 5 to 8% of the men in America. That's why I'm telling you, men, you're the catch, not the woman. The man is the catch. The vast majority of women need to understand that you're going to be dealing with the 80% of men out here who make $100,000 or less. A lot of women can't accept that. They call it settling. I'm not finna settle. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Because if you don't settle, that man can say, you know what? Forget her. I got 14 other women out here I can try to find and deal with. Okay? She's with the shit too. Forget her too. I got 13 other women out here I can find and deal with. And that's what the red pill society of black men is trying to tell you men and women out here, that stay in your lane. Deal with the people you supposed to deal with. All this friend zone stuff, cut it out. Know who you are. Know who you are. If you a man, you a king. You supposed to be the king of your house. And if you let a woman be the king of your house, that's what the red pill society of black men is telling you. You a beta. If you let a woman be the king of your house and run your house and tell you what to do, you might as well be one of her kids. And that's what this woman was basically telling Kevin Samuels, that she got a man over here for this. She got a man that'll come over whenever she need him to put up a TV. She know guys that'll come over and put up a TV on her wall. Kevin Samuels basically telling this woman, all of them men you talking about, them dudes ain't your friends. Them guys want to have sex with you, but you keep putting them off. You in your mind thinking they're your friends. Them dudes is not your friends. They want to have sex with you. And the problem with them guys is they keep falling for this. They keep falling for the whole friend zone thing. There's no such thing as a friend zone. You might think you put a guy in a friend zone, but that guy wants to have sex with you. Period. Unless he gay. I had to tell a woman a couple of months ago that I was trying to date. I don't do friend zones. You need to go find you a gay friend for that. And she kept calling my phone until I had blocked her. And I had to finally tell her, look, when you call my phone, what's up? She said, I just want to talk. I said, man, I could be laying in here with another woman right now. Why do I want to just talk to you? You already know what I'm on. I'm trying to find me a woman. So why would I just want to sit here and talk on the phone with you? Well, I don't want a man right now. I said, well, okay. I don't want a friend right now. I had to block this woman off my phone. You know, she want to call me up when she want to go to a fancy restaurant, or she want to call me up when she want to go to an event. Because she know as a man, I'm finna spend some money on my woman. So she wants the benefits of being my woman, but she don't want to come off sex, and she don't want to call herself my woman. That's ludicrous. I hope y'all learned something about the whole red pill society and the whole Kevin Samuels thing. And like I said, I agree with these guys 90% of the time on the things they talk about. I think their presentation can be a little better, because sometimes to some of these women, they sound like they're arrogant men who don't like women. And I don't think that's the case. I think they know the truth, but they're having problems conveying the truth across to people. And it's throwing some people off. So I hope y'all learned something from today's show. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Business.